Hello, hello. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, where Tuesdays we dedicate to Tom Ford beauty. Today, I have a requested video to share with you to share the ranking of my Crème formulated eye color quads. I'm really excited about this. So, let's get into it, shall we? How are we? How are we doing on this beautiful Tom Ford Tuesday morning? Or whenever you're watching this. I hope you're doing well. And don't forget to keep your beautiful head up and make it an amazing week. Okay? You got this. So Tom Ford recently added 2 new color stories or quads. Yeah, quads to the Crème formulation. We have the Olive Smoke. Hello, welcome. And Peach Glamour. Hi, welcome. Welcome to the family. So those are the 2 newest additions to the Crème formulation. Eye color quads, and I did do a dedicated video sharing a couple of looks with the quads and review details, all the things, so definitely check that video out if you haven't. But in that video, that's where I received the request to create this video, so as always, thank you guys so much. And yes, I do have a couple of other requested videos that are non-Tom Ford Tuesday. I do take all of the requests and I put them, I write them down, and I'm working on it, okay? Promise. But thank you so much for this request. Tom Ford currently has a couple of different eyeshadow formulas in the line. The Wet Dry, my personal favorite. Hi. So the Wet Dry formula is a versatile powder formulation that can be used wet or dry for different variations of intensity. Beautiful. The eye color quad, which I will categorize as the more traditional formulation. In those quads, you're going to get your powder formulation with matte, satins, and shimmers, or sometimes you'll get all matte, or sometimes you'll get all satin. It all depends on the variation. The extreme formulation, those are going to give you the most intensity, true luxurious powders that they're very intense, very foiled, very fun. The thing about those that I've noticed is they come and go very quickly because majority of the time they are limited edition, but they are gorgeous. And then of course the Crème formulation, which is what we're going to be ranking and talking about the most today. But to explain the Crème formulation to you, it is a smooth, creamy textured formula that transforms into a powder that has the most amazing staying power. One thing I have noticed about the Crème formulation are the more intense colors give you the most minimal amount of fallout, and they stay put for the longest amount of time. An amazing formula. Right beside the Wet Dry, the Crème formulation is top. It's really easy to work with, and I do find that in the current lineup they have a beautiful variation of colors. And now, with all of those little details, let's get into ranking these Crème formulated eye color quads from Tom Ford. Again, I love all my quads, but this had to be done. Rose Topaz. Rose Topaz, it's a mix of soft pink, rose, and coppery shades. And again, it's got a beautiful creamy texture and consistency. As you can see, I use this one a ton, okay? But I just have a few others that I use a little bit more. Look how gorgeous. Really pretty colors. These are nice, wearable. I love using this one as a liner. And with this one, yes, it's the Crème formulation, but you are getting a variety of finishes. So you have the satins, the mattes, the shimmers. Really gorgeous. Uber duper creamy, very easy to work with. Color story is very everyday, okay? But again, I'm ranking and I'm being forced to do it. Again, I love all of my Tom Ford Crème formulated quads, but I don't reach for this one as much as some of the others. But again, a gorgeous, really pretty, practical, wearable color story. Next up on the chopping block for ranking is Smoky Quartz. Beautiful blend of like deep smoky shades with a mix of cool and warm tones. And I love that this, I can create very sultry, smoky looks, or I can keep it soft and natural. I find this to be quite, versatile and such. I do like that this is that variation of warm and neutral. And now all of these are that nice creamy matte formula. So this is a nice everyday palette as well. So pretty, right? This is tough. This is tough. Rankings are tough, but they must be done. Okay, so this next one, let me explain before I show it to you. It is one of the newest additions to the Crème formula. So I feel like that's an excuse why it's a little lower on the list. But I also don't reach for it as much as the other ones. And there's another one that has a color story a tiny bit similar that you'll see is a bit more up on the list. Olive Smoke. I'll describe this as rich olives, gold, and really nice for creating smoky, earthy eye looks, but all nice and warm at the same time. And I have gotten good use out of this palette already. I wore it on a couple of date nights, and I have used the top shades just as nice one and dones. I did attempt to go into this kind of olivey, warm shade with a fluffy brush and just applying that all over the lid, because that's kind of like the thing I like to do. I'll take a fluffy brush with a shade like that and just softly wash. I can't get that to happen. It's too intense. But look how pretty these colors are. Absolutely gorgeous, right? See, this is the shade I was just talking about where I tried to go in with a fluffy brush and do a wash. It's too intense, which is not a bad thing. I'm just saying. Olive Smoke, she's a beaut. Now in Olive Smoke, all three of these are a lot more intense and shine and shimmer and more like a metallic, wet on the lid kind of look. And then the one matte, which is that black shade. Really, really, really pretty. This next one, we did have a little casualty. I remember in my video, and by the way, all of these quads, there are dedicated videos if you're interested in getting a little inspiration on the look or if you've not seen them prior. But on camera, as I was opening it, it literally just fell out. Devastation. But next up is Ember Bronze. This one is a warm palette and it's got that nice fiery bronzy copper shade, and I like creating very sultry, glowy, metallic with this shade eye looks. This shade right here is so special, and then the rest are true basics, but they allow you to create so many different looks with just these 4 shades, and I love that so much about quads in general. I say this every time, but yeah. So in this one, we've got 3 mattes and then this pretty coppery, gorgeous, metallic, reflective shade that just does everything you need it to do. And the reason this one is higher up on the ranking is because I find these 3 to be a lot more everyday basics, but then you always can have some fun with a shade like this. Next up is Peach Glamour. This is one of the newer quads. And I'll describe this as a soft peach with a little touch of coral and gold tones. And I like creating very fresh, radiant looks with a nice touch of warmth. This I like to categorize as a nice, easy, everyday. Very practical, very approachable, nothing new per se, but it's a realistic color story that you'll reach for and you'll use. And that's why she's a little higher up there on the ranking system here. One thing I will say is these 2 shades, they really look so similar. So like you can tell the difference with the swatch, but when they're on the eyes, you can't tell the difference. And yeah, you swatch it, you can see the difference, but I noticed that when I put it on my eyes, can't really tell too much. It's very, very similar in that aspect. This next one is my go-to for smoky eyes, date night looks. But as always, I can create something soft if I choose to. Iconic Smoke. A nice pretty blend of a cool taupe gray, like a blue gray, and this nice black. I love the sophisticated modern edge with this palette. That's what I look at it and that's what I get. That's what I look at it. What did I just... When I look at it, that's what I get. Then my brain is going too fast for myself. So we have 1, 2, and 3 matte, and then this nice metallic one. You can see with the swatches that the darker shades, they're not overly intense, and personally, I like that. That's a nice approach when you want to create a smoky eye, so you're not going to have too much too quick. You are in control of building up and creating as much intensity as you would like, or not. You can keep it soft and a little bit more wearable. So with that, you get more use out of your palette. Hence why this is a bit higher up on the ranking, you know? For today's eye look, and number 3 spot goes to Velours Kaki. This gives you that rich, earthy vibes with this nice earthy green here and the brown shades. I love the bold looks that I can create with this, but I do have the ability to go in with the lighter ones and create something a bit softer. So I do have versatility in this palette, and I do use it quite often. The look I'm wearing now is the one I wear most. What I did was I started off with the lightest shade right on the inner corner. Went in with this one, majority of the lid, this on the outer portion, and then blended in the crease with this one and on the lower lash line. Love this one so much. I feel like these colors just go together so effortlessly and easily. Yes, the green from Olive Smoke is more of that olive versus Velours Kaki. It's more of along the lines of a soft hunter green, if you will. So they're very different, okay? Very different. Their colors are very different. I already compared them, but if you were curious, they're not the same. They're different. If you don't have one and you like the other, just do it. Number 2 spot, Higher Eye. Look how pretty. This one's warm. It's got golden brown and an amber shade. I love the rich and luxurious looks that I can create with this palette. And with this one, you have that combination of matte and shimmer finishes. Oh, this one makes me happy. So pretty. If you're thinking this is comparable to Peach Glamour, no. We did compare and we did check it out. We did investigate. And they are not similar enough to where it's a dupe. But I mean, you know, it's not a new color story either. Very well loved. A very beautiful color story. And this color story is from the more, or we'll call it original, the earlier launch of the Crème formulation. And now, my number 1 ranked Crème formulated eye color quad is Violet Satine. We love her. I almost did my eye look today with this one, but I said I feel like I always do eye looks with this, so I wanted to do something different for you. But look how pretty. You totally understand why this is my number 1. This gives me color, but in a wearable, fun way, one and done kind of way, soft and pretty kind of vibes, any day kind of vibes, and I love that. And this is coming from someone who used to not like purple eyeshadow. This gives rich purple plum and lilac, so you can create bold but still elegant and quite wearable looks with this palette. I have a ton of fun with this palette, and clearly you can see this shade is my favorite. She's got a little bit of dip, but so does this one, and so does this one. So yeah, I clearly really enjoy this palette. So pretty. And I do like this super light shade because I really like that frosty ice princess kind of vibe most days, some days, and then there's times where I don't like it at all. But I like that. I have that option if I want to in this palette. Look at her. Yes. Look at all the pretty colors. Look at all the beautiful finishes. Variety galore. Yes, I mix and I match and I dabble in one and the other, and sometimes I'll have 3 quads going. But that's only because I have them. But honestly, you do get a good amount of versatility with your quads. One and done with each shade. This one and this one, this one and this one, this one and a little bit of that one, a little bit of a wing, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Just with the 4 shades, you really can get creative. And again, if you want any inspiration or if you haven't used these in a while, go grab it, take it out, enjoy your beautiful, beautiful makeup that I know you have. This was not easy, I admit. Rankings are not always easy because I do really thoroughly enjoy my Tom Ford makeup. You know, you spend a pretty penny on it, so you look forward to using it, you know? Thank you again so much for requesting that I create this video. Happy Tom Ford Tuesday, everyone. Let me know what you guys think about today's ranking. Did I do good? Or did I put your favorite one last? I'm sure you'll let me know. Let's talk about it down below. Please take a moment and give today's video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Stay beautiful, guys. I will see you very, very soon. Bye.